whatever folder you have your data in, that's where you go. And I'm going into the file, the data, and I'm choosing independentitas. And you see .spss means a syntax file. Syntax is the program language of the PSPP. And when you go here in the bottom, you can click on all files, and then you see a lot more files pop up. And for this particular video, I'm going to choose the independent samples exercise and open it. And now you can see it here. We have the variables group and ACT, and you have cases: case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. So usually in our field of research, these cases are people, person 1, 2, 3, or it could also be like school 1, school 2, school 3, or districts or whatever. So one unit is one line, and then one row, and then for each column you have a different variable. Here we just have 2. That's it. So this is our raw data. The case 1 is part of group 1 and has an ACT score of 26. Case 2 is part of group 1, has a ACT score of 27. And if we go after a while, you see, okay, the group, it switches to 2. So you have the person 11 is part of group 2 and has an ACT score of 19. So you can see here, first we have the first group and we have the second group. So this is our data view. That's one window. And then you have also another window which is called variable view. If you click on that, you can see that the variable view has in the first column here variables. So the variables view describes each variable in more detail. So we have, if I go back here, group 1 in the first row. If we want to know more about what this variable means, we can go here and see, okay, the name group is a variable. What type is it? It's numeric. If you go click on this box, it could also be a comma variable or scientific notation, or it could be a date or a dollar amount or a custom currency, or it could be a string. String means a text. Sometimes if you have an open question and people answer some text, then you would call that a string variable. So then the width is basically the wideness of the column. You can go up with that or go lower. The decimals is how many decimals you want to assign, and then the label is a more detailed information about the variable. So here we have the label is group, same name as the variable, but for the next variable, for example ACT, we call it ACT score. Used to back in the days, we had not a whole lot of computation power and not a whole lot of memory, so we tried to keep these names really short, but nowadays you can make these names a little bit longer. So back then it was handy. You had a short name or a code, item 20, item 21, and then the label would tell you what exactly is item 20 or what is item 21. An item is a question. Okay, now the next column is the value labels. So this tells you exactly what do the labels mean. What does 1 mean? And right over here, if we go back to data view, we see group 1, group 2. We don't really know what that means. So in the value labels, we get more information. 1 means experimental, and 2 means control. Now you could add a third one. 3 means the experimental group 2. Like if you have a different dimension, you could add that, and then everybody had 3, you would know we're in the second experimental condition. Right now we're going to remove that again and hit OK, so it didn't change nothing. And then the missing values, if you have missing values, either you have no missing values, or if you have nothing in a cell, it will also count as missing values. But sometimes it's smart to write, for example, minus 99 every time somebody is missing, so you know minus 99 means it's missing. It's not that we made a mistake, that we jumped a cell and that's why there's no value in it, but it's actually that we didn't get an answer, we didn't get a response for that. So if you hit OK, see now missing values are -99. So every time the PSPP sees -99 for this particular variable, it will conclude that this is a missing value. So for now, I'm just going to go back here. Then the columns, you can also say how wide should it be, and then the alignment, left, center, right. And then this one here is important, the measure, the scale level. And I click on it, you can see, okay, it's nominal, ordinal, or scale. And like we discussed, depending on the scale level, you can do different tests. So if you're doing your homework here and you assign the appropriate scale, if you're trying to do something that you can't really do with that scale, sometimes a PSPP will complain, but not always, so you have to be paying attention to that. Okay, this was a brief overview of the interface here.